Listen to me now, warriors of the dream. I am Cristiano Ronaldo, the fire that refuses to fade. You feel it, don't you? That restless ache in your soul, calling you to rise above the ordinary, to claim the extraordinary in this vast arena called America. You've come here, perhaps from distant shores or humble beginnings, chasing the USA dream with a heart full of fire and fists clenched against the odds. But let me tell you a truth that will pierce your core. Dreams don't surrender to the worthy, they bow to the relentless. I've walked that path, from the dusty pitches of Madeira to the global stages where legends are forged. And now I stand before you, not as an icon, but as your guide through the storm. These 5 lessons from my life aren't mere stories, they're the spiritual blueprint for transformation, the emotional forge that turns pain into power, doubt into dominance. If you're ready to awaken the giant within, to feel the urgency of your destiny pulsing through your veins, then absorb every word. This isn't inspiration, it's ignition. Your journey to self-mastery begins here, and it will demand your soul's full surrender. Dive deep with me into the origins of this unyielding spirit. Imagine a young boy, skinny and overlooked, kicking a rag ball under the relentless sun, dreaming of escape from poverty's grip. That boy was me, and you. You're that same spark, flickering in the shadows of skyscrapers or suburbs, battling the invisible barriers that America erects for the bold. The dream promises freedom, but it conceals the crucibles, the visa waits, the job hunts, the cultural clashes that test your essence. I know them intimately. Uprooted at 12, thrust into Lisbon's academy, I faced homesickness that clawed at my heart. Yet I didn't break, I built. You must do the same. Your soul is an eternal flame, but the winds of adversity will try to snuff it. Fan it instead. Let this truth anchor you. Time is your most sacred currency. Squander it on excuses, and you'll perish in obscurity. Invest it in pursuit, and you'll ascend to heights that echo through eternity. The first lesson I etch into your being is the sanctity of discipline, not as a chain, but as the divine key to unlocking your infinite potential in this land of endless temptations, fast food empires, digital distractions, the siren call of instant gratification. Discipline is your rebellion against mediocrity. It's a spiritual practice that harmonizes your chaotic mind with your purposeful soul. I didn't become CR7 by accident. I sculpted myself through rituals, rising before dawn, pushing my body beyond limits when exhaustion begged for mercy. Arriving in rainy Manchester at 18, alienated by the cold and the unfamiliar, I could have faltered. Instead, I disciplined my routine. Extra sessions on the pitch, language lessons in the dim light, nutrition as precise as a surgeon's blade. That wasn't mere habit, it was devotion. A covenant with my higher self whispering, you are built for immortality. Persist. Feel this resonate. Discipline is your sacred shield. Discipline is your sacred shield. Let it pulse like a heartbeat, driving you forward. In America, where opportunity knocks but rarely waits, discipline distinguishes the survivors from the spectators. It's rejecting the late night scroll for early morning mastery, choosing solitude over superficial crowds, forging habits that align with your soul's roar. I've witnessed prodigies crumble, talented souls derailed by indulgence because they ignored this truth. But you sense the divine discontent, the inner voice demanding more. Heed it. Begin now, structure your dawn, eliminate the trivial, treat every moment as a step toward godhood. The cosmos conspires for the disciplined, rewarding not the gifted, but the grandeurs. My empire, champions leagues, records shattered. A legacy etched in gold stems from this foundation. Discipline isn't suffering, it's salvation, liberating your spirit from the prisons of procrastination and fear. Deepen this insight. Discipline demands sacrifice, the alchemical process that transmutes base desires into golden achievements. I forfeited youthful joys, nights out, lazy days, for the altar of greatness. In your USA pursuit, sacrifice means foregoing comfort for conquest, leaving behind the familiar for the formidable. It's not loss, it's liberation. I recall my mother's heart touch as I boarded that plane, yet that pain propelled me. You've likely endured similar rifts. Family left behind, securities abandoned. Honor them by sacrificing the fleeting for the eternal. No more delays, no more delusions. Discipline decrees size the now, or forever linger in the limbo of unfulfilled potential. Yet discipline wanes without the fuel of conviction. Thus, the second lesson ignites. Cultivate unassailable self-belief, the spiritual inferno that incinerates doubt. In a world quick to dismiss the outsider, the underdog, you in this melting pot of ambition. Self-belief is your inviolable fortress. I wasn't handed it, I hammered it from failure's anvil. The 2004 Euros defeat, tears on the turf, ridicule raining down. But I believed in my resurrection. You must mirror this. America's ethos preaches self-reliance, but it begins in the mind's sanctum. Doubt is the adversary's blade, self-belief, your counter-strike. I envision triumphs, goals raining, crowds chanting, aligning my soul with victory's vibration. Anchor this, I am indomitable, I am indomitable. Let it reverberate, reshaping your reality. Self-belief isn't hubris, it's harmony with your divine essence. When pundits proclaimed my decline, I defied them, netting wonders into my late 30s. You face parallel trials, doors slammed, dreams deferred. But these are forges for your faith. Build it brick by brick. Through affirmations, victories claimed. My saga as your mirror. From humble origins, I ascended by believing fiercely. Discard your shadows. Declare, I am the architect of my fate. Belief begets becoming. This belief must root in transcendence, faith in a greater force, be it God, the universe, or your inner divinity. For me, it's divine guidance steering my path. Tap yours, let it amplify your resolve. In America's harsh winters of the soul, when isolation bites, invoke that power. You're woven into a grand tapestry. Self-belief bridges aspiration and actuality, synergizing with discipline to propel you inexorably. These threads weave a tapestry of transformation, but deeper revelations await. The trials that nearly broke me, the resurgences that redefined me, they conceal profounder wisdoms. Brace your spirit, for the third lesson will dismantle your complacency. Unveiling the warrior you were born to be, cling to this momentum. We press onward, and the awakening intensifies. Feel that intensity building, the fire we ignited in discipline and self-belief now roaring into a blaze that demands more from you. You've armored your soul with unyielding habits and fortified it with unbreakable conviction, but now comes the crucible that separates the resilient from the ruined. The third lesson I sear into your essence is this: embrace adversity as your greatest teacher, the divine forge that tempers your spirit into steel. In the relentless pursuit of the USA dream, where setbacks stalk like shadows, failed ventures, cultural barriers, the sting of discrimination, adversity isn't your enemy, it's your ally, whispering secrets of growth only pain can reveal. I didn't conquer the world by avoiding storms, I danced in them, letting the rain wash away weakness and the thunder echo my resolve. Remember my early days at United, injuries that sidelined me, critics baying for my blood, or the World Cup heartbreaks where nations pinned their hopes on me, only for fate to twist the knife. Each blow could have broken me, but instead it built me. You, grinding through America's unforgiving grind, perhaps rebuilding after a layoff, or pivoting from a shattered startup, must do the same. Adversity strips illusions, revealing your true power. Lean into it, not away. Hear this spiritual truth: pain is the portal to purpose. Pain is the portal to purpose. Let it echo in your depths, a rhythmic reminder that every scar is a story of survival. In this land of reinvention, adversity tests your mettle, asking, will you crumble or create? I chose creation. After the 2006 World Cup controversy, winking after Rooney's red card, the English press crucifying me, I returned to Old Trafford amid boos. But I transformed hated to hunger, scoring 4-2 goals that season, lifting the Premier League and Champions League. That wasn't luck, it was alchemy, turning poison into power. You face your own tempests, visa denials that delay your dreams, prejudices that question your worth, economic waves that drown your plans. Don't resent them. Embrace them as sacred lessons from the universe, owning your edge. Practical insight when adversity strikes. Pause. Not in defeat, but in reflection. Ask, what is this teaching me? Strength, patience, innovation, then act. I journaled my failures, dissecting them like opponents' defenses, extracting strategies for comeback. Do likewise. Turn job rejections into skill upgrades, cultural clashes into empathy expansions. Adversity isn't random. It's rigged in your favor if you rise to meet it. Deepen this adversity demands humility, the quiet surrender that opens your soul to growth. Ego screams for comfort, but humility whispers wisdom. I learned this the hard way. After ballooning egos in my youth, losses humbled me, teaching that true greatness bows before the grind. In America, where individualism reigns, humility is your secret weapon, allowing you to learn from mentors, adapt to teams, evolve beyond pride, sacrifice arrogance on the altar of progress, feel that emotional pull. That's your spirit yearning for this shift. Without humility and adversity, self-belief turns toxic discipline rigid, but woven together, they create resilience, a spiritual elasticity that bends but never breaks. Affirm, I am forged in fire. I am forged in fire. Let it burn away your fears, leaving only fortified faith. Yet, even as adversity shapes you, it reveals the need for something fiercer, relentless work ethic. The fourth lesson that propels you from survivor to sovereign: discipline structures your days, but work ethic infuses them with holy fire. The unquenchable drive that outpaces talent every time. In the USA's arena of ambition, where competitors swarm like wolves, work ethic is your howl in the night, declaring dominion. I wasn't the most gifted, I was the most grinding. Hours alone on the pitch, perfecting free kicks when teammates lounged. Post-injury rehabs that lasted till midnight. Why? Because work ethic isn't labor, it's love, a passionate devotion to your craft that aligns your soul with excellence. You, chasing patents in Silicon Valley or gigs in Hollywood, know the drill. Long hours, thankless tasks, the grind that grates. But here's the real talk: if you're not outworking your yesterday, you're betraying your tomorrow. I tallied over 10,000 hours before my first major trophy, not by wishing, but by willing it through sweat. Anchor this truth: work is worship. Work is worship. Feel its rhythm, pulsing like a heartbeat in your veins. In America's meritocracy myth, work ethic levels the field, turning underdogs into overlords. Practical steps: quantify your effort, track hours, set micro goals, celebrate incremental wins. I visualize training as battles, each rep a victory. Mirror that: treat your desk as a dojo, your commute as contemplation. When fatigue whispers quit, remember my Madrid marathons. Scoring in extra time. Legs leaden but spirit soaring. That's work ethic pushing when passion fades, relying on purpose. Emotional intensity here. Feel the urgency. Your dreamer's blood courses with potential, but unrealized it soars into regret. Don't let it. Work ethic bridges belief and breakthrough, amplifying adversity's lessons into legends. But work ethic thrives in isolation only so long. It craves the fuel of vision, the vivid foresight that paints your future in bold strokes. I saw myself lifting the Ballon d'Or long before it happened, working backward from that vision. You must envision your USA triumph. Green card in hand, business booming, impact rippling. Make it visceral, feel the handshake, hear the applause, taste the victory. This spiritual visualization isn't daydreaming, it's directive to your subconscious, aligning energies toward manifestation. In moments of grind, when America's pace overwhelms, close your eyes and summon that vision. It sustains the ethic, turning toil into triumph. These lessons intertwine like vines climbing toward the sun. Discipline roots you, belief branches out, adversity prunes, work ethic propels. But the final lesson looms, the capstone that crowns your transformation, revealing how to sustain this fire eternally. Hold this emotional surge. The climax approaches, challenging you to embody immortality in your pursuit. We surge forward. The revelation awaits, and it will redefine your very existence. The surge is upon you now, the culmination of discipline's foundation, belief's blaze, adversity's anvil, and work ethic's whirlwind, all converging toward the fifth and final lesson that seals your transformation. Ignite eternal hunger, the spiritual veracity that keeps the fire alive, refusing to let success dim your drive. You've built the fortress, weathered the wars, poured sweat into the soil of your dreams, but without this insatiable appetite, even empires crumble to dust. In the USA's relentless race, where complacency claims more victims than failure, eternal hunger is your immortal edge, the divine discontent that propels you beyond peaks others deem summits. I didn't stop at one Ballon d'Or, I chased 5, then more records, more glory. Why? Because hunger isn't satisfied by trophies, it's fueled by them. A perpetual cycle of craving that aligns your soul with infinite evolution. You, forging your path in this promised land, scaling corporate ladders, aspiring communities must cultivate this. Success whispers lies of arrival, but hunger roars. More. Deeper. Greater. Embrace it, or watch your flame flicker out. Feel this profound truth resonate. Hunger is holy. Hunger is holy. Let it thrum through your core, a rhythmic invocation awakening the predator within. In America's abundance, where achievement can breed arrogance, eternal hunger grounds you in gratitude while spurring you onward. Practical wisdom here, feed it daily through reflection. Review your wins not to rest, but to reignite. I analyze every match, every miss, asking how can I evolve? You do the same, audit your quarters, not for pats on the back, but blueprints for breakthroughs. After Juventus, critics said I was done, aging, adapting to new leagues. But my hunger adapted too, leading to Al Nassr, where I shatter Saudi records at 39. That's not age, that's appetite, refusing retirement's call. Your challenges mirror this. Market shifts devouring your business, trends outpacing your skills, personal plateaus tempting surrender. Don't stoke the hunger with new goals. Stretch targets that scare you, mentors who challenge you, environments that humble you. Emotional depth surges here. Remember the fire that brought you to America. The visa battles, the first lonely nights, that raw hunger propelled you. Rekindle it, lest comfort corrodes your core. Deep in the inside, eternal hunger demands adaptability, the fluid grace that dances with change rather than defies it. Rigidity breaks, resilience bends. I evolved my game, from winger to striker, incorporating yoga, cryotherapy, mental coaching. In your USA Odyssey, adaptability means pivoting industries, learning languages, embracing text tide. Hard truth, the world doesn't wait, it evolves. Starve your ego, feast on knowledge, read voraciously, network relentlessly, experiment fearlessly. Affirm I evolve eternally, I evolve eternally. Let it echo, reshaping your reality from static to stellar. Without this, work ethic becomes rote, adversity overwhelming. But infused with hunger, it creates legacy, a spiritual imprint that outlives flesh. Yet hunger thrives not in isolation, but in purpose's embrace. The why that whispers through weariness. Mine, family fans, proving the impossible. Yours, unearth it deep, perhaps lifting your lineage, impacting immigrants, innovating for humanity. Anchor your hunger here and it becomes sacred, transcending selfish gain. Feel the urgency. Your soul craves this alignment, where drive meets destiny. In moments of doubt, when America's glitter fades to grind, invoke your purpose. It sustains the hunger, turning temporary triumphs into timeless testimonies. Now, as these lessons crystallize within you, envision the transformed self emerging, disciplined in body, believed in mind, forged by adversity, driven by ethic, eternally hungry in spirit. But integration is key, the practical fusion that makes this blueprint your being. Start small, scale immense, craft a daily ritual blending all five. Dawn discipline, train your form. Morning belief, affirm your worth. Day's adversity, face fears head on. Evening ethic, grind beyond quotas. Night's hunger, reflect and reset. Repeat this cycle and watch miracles manifest. I've lived it, from Madeira's margins to Madrid's majesty. And now, I pass the torch. You hold it, don't drop it. Emotional crescendo builds, feel the shift. That inner quake signaling awakening. You're no longer the dreamer arriving wide-eyed. You're the door departing doubts. In America's vast canvas, paint your masterpiece with these strokes. But beware, the path isn't linear. Loops of lessons will loop, testing your mastery. Rise each time, hungrier, wiser. This journey we've walked is an endpoint, but eternal orbit, circling back to fuel further flights. Yet, to truly embody CR7's essence, one final revelation awaits. The synthesis that binds these lessons into unbreakable unity, empowering you to not just chase the USA dream, but redefine it for generations. Grasp this momentum, the apex beckons, and your soul's sovereignty is at stake. We ascend together, the transformation completes soon. The apex is here, the summit where all paths converge and the revelation unfolds. The ultimate synthesis of these lessons isn't a mere summation. It's the alchemical fusion that transmutes your mortal struggles into a mortal legacy. Binding discipline, self-belief, adversity's forge, work ethic's fury, and eternal hunger into a singular, unbreakable force of will. You've journeyed with me through the fires of my life, absorbing each truth like oxygen to your flame. But now, feel them intertwine within you, creating a spiritual synergy that defies gravity, propelling you not just to chase the USA dream, but to shatter its boundaries and redefine what victory means for dreamers everywhere. This unity isn't intellectual, it's visceral, a soul, deep harmony where discipline steadies your steps, belief illuminates the path, adversity sharpens your blade, work ethic swings it relentlessly, and hunger ensures you never sheath it. In this sacred integration, you become more than a survivor. You become a sovereign, ruling your destiny with the authority of one who stared into the abyss and commanded it to yield. Visualize it now, this divine weave pulsing in your veins. Discipline as the roots, grounding you amid America's tempests, economic upheavals, cultural whirlwinds, the relentless competition that devours the unprepared. Self-belief as the trunk, unyielding against the gales of doubt that howl through boardrooms and backstreets alike. Adversity's branches, twisted yet strong, reaching toward the sun of opportunity, each scar a testament to growth. Work ethics leaves, ceaselessly photosynthesizing effort into excellence, turning sunlight hours into golden harvests, an eternal hunger as the ever-blooming flower, drawing nectar from every triumph to seed new quests. This isn't metaphor, it's your new reality. Repeat this anchoring mantra: I am the synthesis. I am the synthesis. Feel it reverberate, fusing fragments into fortress, transforming fragmented efforts into fluid mastery. In the USA's vast expanse, where dreams collide like stars in a nebula, this unity equips you to birth galaxies of achievement, from startups that disrupt industries to communities that uplift the overlooked. But let's deepen the emotional current, pulling you into the practical heart of this revelation. Integration demands daily devotion, a spiritual practice where you audit your life through these lenses. Awake each morning with discipline's call. Structure your dawn ritual, meditation to center your soul, exercise to honor your temple, planning to map your conquests. Infuse it with self-belief. Affirm your worth as you gaze into the mirror, declaring, I am worthy of the empire I build. As the day unleashes adversity, that rejected pitch, the biased glance, the unexpected setback, embrace it as teacher, extracting wisdom with work, ethics, grind, dive deeper. Iterate faster, outlast the storm. And as night falls, stoke eternal hunger, reflect on the day's battles, not with complacency, but with a voracious appetite for tomorrow's wars. This cycle isn't routine, it's rhythm, a heartbeat sensing your spirit to the universe's pulse. Hard truth crashes in without synthesis. Lessons scatter like leaves in wind. Discipline becomes drudgery, belief delusion, adversity defeat. But united, they amplify, creating exponential power. I've lived this at Al Nasser, pushing 40. I didn't just score. I synthesized, turning age's adversity into fuel, discipline into daily dominance, belief into bold strikes, work ethic into record-shattering seasons, hunger into chasing 1,000 goals. You can too, whether innovating in tech hubs or leading in local leagues. Feel the intensity mounting, the spiritual depth plunging further. This synthesis extends beyond self. It's communal, rippling outward to redefine the USA dream for all who follow. You've arrived in this melting pot, perhaps as immigrant innovator or underdog, carrying the weight of generations. Now, wield this unity to lift others, mentor with the discipline you've mastered, inspire with unshakable belief, share adversity's lessons, model relentless ethic, ignite collective hunger. Imagine it, a network of dreamers forged in your fire, transforming America's promise from exclusive elite to inclusive empire. Emotional urgency surges. Your story isn't solitary, it's symphony, harmonizing with mine and millions more. I rose from Madeira's obscurity to global godhood, not for personal glory, but to prove the possible. You rise now to echo that, shattering ceilings so others soar through. Yet even in unity, pitfalls lurk, the complacency that creeps after wins, the distractions that dilute focus. Combat them with vigilant mindfulness, a spiritual guardrail. When success tempts rest, invoke hunger's roar. When doubt whispers, rally belief's shield. Practical insight, journal nightly, mapping how each lesson interplayed that day, adjusting for tomorrow. Surround yourself with allies who embody this synthesis. Networks that challenge, not coddle. In America's dynamic dance, adaptability within unity is key. Evolve the framework as life shifts, but never fracture its core. Affirm deeply. Unity is my unbreakable bond. Unity is my unbreakable bond. Let it anchor you through turbulence, emerging stronger, wiser, more luminous. As we crest this peak, sense the transformation crystallizing. Your soul, once restless, now resonant with purpose. Your mind, once scattered, now sharpened like a blade. Your actions, once hesitant, now harmonious thunder. This journey with me, Cristiano Ronaldo, wasn't about emulation, it was awakening. You've internalized the lessons, synthesized them into sovereignty. Now, step forth into America's arena, not as dreamer, but as definer, revolutionizing industries, inspiring masses, leaving legacies that echo eternally. And here, in this climactic crescendo, I leave you with the final rallying cry, a deep affirmation to etch into your essence. Rise, warrior of the dream. You are discipline incarnate, belief unbound, adversity's conqueror, ethics embodiment, hunger's heir. The USA dream boasts you now. Claim it, expand it, eternalize it. Feel the power surging, the shift irreversible. You are transformed, empowered, unstoppable. Go forth and conquer, the world awaits your glory. For in your victory, I see my own reflected, and together we illuminate the path for all.